Toddler goes missing, she is found, but everyone was shocked to see who she was with. Charlee Campbell was only 2 years old when she disappeared from her grandmother's house in Kentucky. It was a Thursday morning, and the little girl's grandmother, called Beth Campbell, woke to find the door of her Lebanon Junction home open. In a panic, she raced outside, but could only see the thick, dense woods which was right near her home. But sadly, no sight of Charlee. Thoughts raced through her mind as she pictured her little defenseless granddaughter, who has autism and was only wearing her blue frozen pajamas, which would not be enough to protect her from the harsh elements outside, and her heart sank. Beth called the police, and a search quickly began for the blonde-haired, brown-eyed girl, and many volunteers even came out to help. They searched the woods near the home, desperate to find the toddler. But as the hours passed, there was still no sight of Charlee. A helicopter from the Louisville Metro Police Department was even sent out, but even they could find no trace of the little girl. It seemed the police had no clue about her whereabouts, and as the news of her disappearance spread across the community, everyone began to lose hope. But then something utterly shocking would happen. A man called Wayne Brown, who lived near Charlee's grandmother, was deeply saddened by the news of the missing toddler. You see, his own little brother had gone missing. He too had wandered away from his home and had even climbed over several fences. After a search was made for him, he was eventually found 3 miles away from his home, but to the horror of everyone, he would not be found alive. Wayne was hoping Charlee would not meet the same fate, and so spent hours helping in the search for her. But when days had passed and she still wasn't found, he couldn't help but feel a deep fear that something bad had also happened to her too. It had now been 2 days, and Wayne sat on his couch and began to pray for Charlee to find her way home. And that's when he looked up and glanced out his window. His heart almost stopped beating. There he saw a little blonde-haired girl walking out from the woods and toward his home. It was the missing 2-year-old, and she was alive. Wayne wasted no time and called the police after giving Charlee a glass of water, and after they arrived, he would find out something shocking. You see, not long before Charlee walked out of the woods, her dog called Penny had run out from the thick trees too. The family dog had actually gone missing with the toddler, and it was quickly discovered that the Pitbull had in fact stayed beside the child the entire time and protected her until she safely returned home. The toddler had spent the night in a thick, dense forest, which was known to have aggressive wild hogs wandering around. In fact, those who ever went into the same forest would carry weapons to protect themselves. Yet somehow this 2-year-old had made it out alive, and although she was dehydrated and covered in ticks, she had no injuries. Some called it a miracle, but others, including her grandmother Beth, believes the Pitbull was the reason Charlee survived, and who she believes stayed by Charlee's side the entire time she was missing, keeping her safe until she made it back home.